Pick a pill. The red pill makes you lose all of your knowledge, while the blue pill teaches you about matrices.
Whoa, where am I?
Welcome to the matrix. A matrix is an array of numbers. Services like Netflix store information in matrices. Netflix compares two matrices to collect your recommended videos data. Now let's learn about matrices!
This is a matrix. It has 2 rows and 3 columns. Now we're going to show you how to add a matrix. To add a matrix, you add the numbers in the same position to each other. So for example, 1 plus 2 gives you 3, and 4 plus 6 gives you 10. Now we're going to be subtracting matrices. It's the same concept as adding. You subtract the numbers that are in the same position. For example, 1 minus 2 equals negative 1, and 4 minus 6 equals negative 2. To multiply a matrix by one other number, you multiply the number by each individual number in the matrix. For example, 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 4 equals 8, and 2 times 3 equals 6. To transpose a matrix, you switch the columns to rows, and the rows become the columns. So, for example, 1, 4, and negative 5 become the first row, and 6, negative 2, and 3 become the second row. Transposing a matrix allows you to multiply one matrix by another matrix, which we'll show you how to do next. Here's how to get the dot product, or in other words, multiply two matrices together. First, you transpose the second matrix, then you multiply the first row by the first column. So for example, 1 times 2 gives you 2, 4 times 8 gives you 32, then 5 times 3 gives you 15. You add all those numbers together and get 49, then you put that in the top left corner of your new matrix. To get the second number, multiply the first row by the second column. So, for example, 1 times 5 equals 5, 4 times 4 gives you 16, and 5 times 1 gives you 5. Add all of those numbers together and you get 26, which you place next to the 49. To get the third number, multiply the second row by the first column. So, 6 times 2 gives you 12, 2 times 8 gives you 16, and 3 times 3 gives you 9. Add all those numbers together, you get 37, which you place below the 49. To get the fourth number, you multiply the second row by the second column. So 6 times 5 gives you 30, 2 times 4 gives you 8, and 3 times 1 gives you 3. Add all those together and you get 41, which goes under the 26. You may notice how the final answer ended up with 4 numbers versus the 6 that it started with, and this is completely okay and how it is when multiplying two matrices. When applying a negative to a matrix, you apply the negative to each individual number inside. So, for example, 1 becomes negative 1, 4 becomes negative 4, negative 5 becomes 5, 6 becomes a negative 6, negative 2 becomes a 2, and 3 becomes a negative 3.
Now you've learned about matrices!